All right. Welcome to the meeting of the planning board. It is June 26th. Has everyone had an opportunity to review minutes? Any comments, changes, edits? No? Motion to approve the minutes? Kathy? Jenny, all in favor? Great, thank you. Okay, we had 2 work sessions this week. We had Canandaigua Bank and Taco Bell. Anything set for the next one now? Not yet? Okay. All right, first up, we have Northwood Business Center. I don't know if anybody's here for that one. No. I didn't know that anybody was coming, but we need them here for this one. Alright, so this one's back to us, just to finalize the changes to the zoning after the town board approval. Right?
That was done already.
That was done.
No, I know, the town board approval's done it, now it's back to us just to finalize the
The zoning was already done, this is the subdivision.
subdivision, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's already done, we'll do the subdivision. Okay. Alright, any questions on that one before I read the motion? No? Alright. Motion to approve the subdivision plan last dated 12/6/2024 made by Newsy and Romans Land Surveying PC entitled Northwood Amended Part of Lot 11, Town of DeWitt, Onondaga County, New York, with the following findings and conditions. This board refers to the recommendation for zone change dated 12/19/2024 regarding these affected parcels, which sets forth relevant background involving these parcels, and the findings therein are incorporated by reference herein. On April 28th, 2025, in anticipation of the subdivision, the town board adopted legislation effectuating the zone change of tax map parcel 018.03-02.1 to be classified to zoning district business transitional. The subdivision approval herein now effectuates an orderly development of land as required by the town code and takes into account the existing uses on part of the premises that are part of the subdivision. Assures no lots are split zoned and allowing for future orderly development of remaining parcels and land. There are several easements required by and among the various subdivided parcels to further ensure that the properties may be used for their current and potential intended future uses. These are shown on the approved map and are also separate written easements to be filed with the Onondaga County Clerk.
Correct.
This board has reviewed the Onondaga County Planning Board dated November 13th, 2024, which offer the following modifications. The applicant must show viable provisions for parking either on-site or in a permanent easement to support future use of existing buildings on proposed lot 1A. The board offers the following requirement for any development on the site. Projects within the Onondaga County Drainage District that require a stormwater pollution prevention plan must submit a copy of the SWPPP to the Onondaga County Department of Water and Environmental Protection for review. The municipality must ensure that any mitigation as may be determined by the department is reflected on project plans prior to or as a condition of municipal approval. This board notes that the new lot 1A, is configured in such a way as to show and provide parking for its current approved use. Any future changes to use or future site approval for this lot 1A will require a future evaluation of parking requirements in accordance with the code. It is noted that there is sufficient open space on said lot to potentially accommodate future parking requirements. Any future development of these lots will require appropriate SWPPP review and approval. However, it is noted that as part of this subdivision, applicant is required to provide easement in favor of lot 1A for drainable over lot 2A.
Drainages should be the word.
Drainage, it's, for drainage over lot 2A in the existing drainage retention pond area. Accordingly, the modifications of the county approval are accepted and addressed. A public hearing was held on the subdivision application on 5/8/2025 with no negative comments having been received on same. This board has reviewed the SEAF of applicant dated September 17th, 2024, and finding no significant adverse environmental impact for the project issues a negative secret declaration for this unlisted action. Conditions, the subdivision map must be filed with the Onondaga County Clerk's Office in accordance with the requirements of Onondaga County. Simultaneous with the filing of the subdivision map with the county clerk, the following easements provided by the applicant upon final review of the planning board attorney must be filed with the Onondaga County Clerk. Permanent easement for drainage over lot 3A in favor of 1A. Hold on. Didn't it say 2A before? Yeah, drainable over lot 2A previously.
Permanent easement for drainage over lot.
You 2A here, 3A here.
Can I see the plan? Just wanna make sure I've got the right. I can never remember which is 2 and which is 3, I was like.
Drainage across the front.
So,
1A.
1A to drain to.
yeah, so it's a easement in favor of lot 1A over 3A.
So at the top it should say.
In favor of, yep, got it,
So that one's 3A.
thank you.
Alright, so permanent easement for drainage over lot 3A in favor of lot 1A, permanent 20-foot egress easement over lot 2A to benefit lot 3A. Permanent 25-foot ingress easement over lot 1A in favor of lot 3A. And then proof of filing of the subdivision map and easements must be provided to the Department of Planning and Zoning. Any modifications, comments, questions? Motion to approve? Randy, second? Kevin, all in favor? Great. Alright. Tireco is not here, we're not doing this one.
Correct.
Okay, next up we have Sunoco. Here for Sunoco. Welcome.
Welcome. Bill Pitcher representing the owner. We'll get some plans up here. Okay. There isn't any really changes as far as the interior of the store and all the previous approvals. Our changes are we're cutting back this, widening this a little bit of the parking lot. The existing tanks are moving down here, and the 2 pumps up here will be demolished, and we'll have 4 pumps in that area. Down here, we've extended the parking along the outer edge of the property because the angles just didn't work for putting the parking up against the building. Pretty much we're using the sidewalk all the way around the building as the curb at the building. We do have delivery truck and curb cut there, curb cut here, ramps here, and this entrance. So we have 2 entrances. We basically kept most of the planting along the side of the lot. From the lighting study, we ended up with new light fixtures. And yeah, and over here, they put that in the study. So we will have some more light on the main easement to the property to the rear. New fence for the dumpsters. And the HVAC unit will be in here, and we're having a low fence just to screen the appearance of it. And basically our flow is going to be from the street, through the pumps, around and back out. And that's pretty much what New York DOT agreed to, wanted a one-way thing. And those are basically the signage. We are maintaining the monument sign, and because there's 2 tenants, there will be separate signs. I think those are all the changes.
Nothing's changing inside the building, you said.
We had, way back on the first one, we were doing it as one whole building, but we were maintaining that separation between the two tenants. There's a separation wall between the two tenants.
What are your parking requirements now?
Same, we had the ZBA, and I got my 16 spaces.
So if there was something that came up about.
The parallel parking.
Well, no,
sir.
parallel parking, wasn't there someone?
Oh, here.
Space? Did you
Uh,
use that?
yeah, it was noted on the drawings about that.
Yeah,
Well, there is the easement through here.
right, well, so the parallel spots we don't allow parallel spots, so those two don't count. You cannot have those. I think there are a couple other stalls that are labeled, I mean, our requirements are 8.5 by 19.
9.5 by 9.
Nine.
Pardon me,
Yeah.
9.5 by 19. For a parking stall. And I think there was a couple
I
of.
think we're gonna be short then if we can't do it, we can't have these.
Yeah, those you
In there.
cannot.
We're gonna need another variance.
We're
And
also
then-
concerned about some of the parking spots that look like they would conflict, like down on the bottom where you have one that would be backing straight out and one to the angle, you know, you have conflict points in some of these areas that don't seem to be safe. Also, spot number 1, backing out could be in conflict with someone pulling into a gas pump.
Yeah, I mean, to remove those conflicts, we'd have to remove the parking spaces. There simply isn't room on the site.
What's the distance between the curb on the left to the canopy?
This is the setback. This line here is the back set, the side setback, front setback.
I guess my question is, if all the pumps are full,
We have 18 feet here, so we have 2 lanes.
18 including the area where someone would be fueling?
Yeah, I mean 18 for 2 cars.
Okay, so you would still have a,
Bypass.
Tight,
Tight, yeah.
Very tight. Well, 'cause
So our
people are
one-way-
parked right up to the gas pump.
I've never parked right next to the gas.
for a one-way aisle, the town code requires 13 feet. So I think for there to be circulation through there, you would need 13 clear feet. The other thing, the height of the canopy,
Mhm.
I think I saw 17 feet.
I think it's 15, the new one. The old one
So
was
you-
17, I think the new one's 15.
You can have, as far as height of structures going from the property line, it's a 1-to-1 ratio, so for every foot from the property line, you could have a foot in height. So if you're saying you have 18 to the property line, then
No, I've got,
fine if the,
I've got 18 here, probably another 6 or 7 feet
Okay.
there.
You have 18 feet to the island,
Yeah, how far from
so
the
the
canopy?
Yeah,
canopy,
the-
you only have 6 feet from the canopy, yeah.
Yeah, we're probably tight.
Do you have 15 feet from the edge of the
It's a
canopy to the property line? I don't think so,
I don't think so.
yeah, and so that's what the 1-to-1 is, so at 15 feet high, you have to be 15 feet back.
Is there any restriction on the distance between the pumps and the aisles? The fueling aisles in the zoning code?
I think that's probably a gas regulation, like the
Yeah.
regulation of the gas place. Like you have a barrier at the pump, right?
Mm-hmm. On an island.
So you have to represent that correctly. It's super tight right now.
Let's go.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What is the sought to be accomplished by, this is a complete overhaul of the site plan. So-
Basically, the statement was that for 2 pumps, you're going to double your sales and you're gonna double your throughput. And also, I assumed that the town didn't like the canopy up near the road, and setting the canopy further back into the site would be more appropriate.
I mean, how far were we on this site plan?
It was
I mean, it was, we were approved, right?
Mhm.
So it's the addition of pumps, is that it?
That's essentially it, moving the fueling canopy and the tanks.
Well, I
And
don't,
then
They also
because of
added a
that,
second tenant.
You know, we've gotta have ADA plus loading, plus we have a wedge.
to duplicate the pumps, it doesn't appear like your site works with it. I think you'd have to, see what you need to do, because there's multiple things that you're not meeting right now. You're not meeting the setbacks, you're not meeting the lane widths, you're not meeting the parking count. So all of those things I think need to be solved either at a work session or before you can apply.
What I understand, I don't know I'm talking about finances, but you need more pumps, I get that. Can you lose some building? Right, so like what's the tit for tat on that, cause I'm not sure you're going to be able to, I don't think you can meet pretty much any requirements of the
I
code.
mean, it was a tight site prior to adding moving pumps.
Right.
I don't know that you can add more and still get away with the same requirements.
Cause you've got what you need for the building and,
What if you considered 3 pumps lined up in one row?
No, I don't think that would work.
Yeah, I don't think they have the turning radius to do that.
Oh, but it is right, you can go with 6 pumps instead of.
Well, and even with 3 pumps, how do you get to the middle pump? You gotta kind of wait.
Well, I've got 3 lanes here. If I bring my curb up, I also bring the canopy back.
Well, you really don't have 3 lanes though, because you have inefficient width to make the lanes right there. It has
Well,
to
this
be-
one, yeah, if this had no fuel on this side, that would be the sufficient 13 feet.
Yeah, so you would meet the 13 feet, but you wouldn't, like I guess I haven't seen a gas pump with only one side to it in a long time.
I mean, that's all,
Yeah,
right, so it's.
Yeah, we'd have to put up some kind of visual barrier on that non-functioning pump sign or a directional sign, parking in the rear, no fuel or something. If we were going to make this as the pass-through lane and bring the canopy back in.
but then you've got your parking, like it's all in conflict, like
Right.
it's just not approvable from a site plan standpoint.
yeah, I think there's a lot to be
Either.
resolved in the design still.
The
There's no
other
way we
thing
could approve
with
this.
bringing the canopies that close, the lighting, you have a little bit more lighting trespass over the property line. I think on the approved plan, there was some up along Thompson and we were okay with it because there was other lights here.
I think it's
But
got
now
more
we're-
pumps on the building. I think we have more pumps.
Point
I know,
.5 at the property line, when you're allowed a .1.
0.02, 0.08, 0.06.
And you have to be to what?
Might be cheaper.
0.1.
One.
So you're double.
No, it's .06.
Oh,
Hard to see, but I saw, 5, 4.
I think that we're gonna have to lose at least 4 parking spaces in order to make the remaining parking work.
How many parking spaces do you think you actually need?
That's going to.
Because then it's gonna be like limiting
Yeah, but
to
I-
your business if you
Yeah.
only have.
Well, I mean, we have to look at it on the merits of what the space is, what it's used for, right? I mean, I don't know that you can lose 4 spots. I don't even know that you can really lose 2 spots.
yeah, I
Right.
feel like you're not meeting all your parking needs now.
I mean, the site itself it's awkwardly configured. I understand it's an existing building that's on there. It's awkwardly configured to try and accomplish anything else on the site. It wasn't set up when it was built originally, way back when, it wasn't set up properly anyway. I think the function of having, gas convenience, sub shop or whatever is gonna be on that other side, I think is great for this location. I don't think the way that the property is currently configured lends itself well to that purpose. Unfortunately. I think,
Well, from a code standpoint, it
That's what I
just doesn't
Right.
mean really anything.
Yeah, I think that you'd have to go back to the drawing table and really resolve and review the code requirements and meet them before we just pop it up on the screen and go through another list of things, because to change a couple of these, you have to significantly change a lot of things, so there's no way for us to resolve any one item, because it's gonna affect the others, because there's so many.
So I do have a question though, the two parallel parking spots, if it's down to one, that's not parallel parking, right? It's just pull in.
No, it's parallel.
the
When your car is
angle,
parallel to the
yeah.
building, you're parallel.
So perpendicular, we allow for like 90-degree,
Mhm.
I
45.
see Kevin's point, like if you
How
were,
hard is it, just pull right in, pull right out?
right, if you
Because-
took 6, if you eliminated the 5 at the top, I see Kevin's point. You see
No,
what I'm
it's
saying? Like,
parallel. Well,
I know, but like, so that one's just slid a little bit further, no different than like the angled parking.
I can
It
tell you,
would
it's a lot
have to be-
safer than pulling
it would
into the
have-
straight and then having to
yeah, it
back
would have
out,
to
there,
be
it's just pull.
away from the building, like the
Right, but
side of
you
your
could
car
put a- you
can't
could
be
extend
on
the
the
curb
side
or
of the
something out.
building.
Yeah, you could create a little island or something.
Right, something that it doesn't
To give it some
become
boundary.
Right.
Right.
where somebody can back in and, right, I get all of that, I understand Kevin's point.
Mhm.
I think I don't know that it works as presented right now. I think there are some things that need to be addressed. I think you've heard our comments, and I think if you have any others, Eric can get you some additional comments there.
Their previous approval is still valid, right? It's still,
For the 2 tanks.
it's still standing,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yes.
Except for, I think in that previous one, did they also have parallel spots, or we asked them to take those out, or is that somebody else who came in?
That was
That was-
someone else.
Okay.
that was
Yeah,
something else.
LA painting.
Okay.
Well, I guess we will discuss this and I'll look for the list of all the comments and see if they can be addressed. I'm kind of dubious because of the present position of the building. You know, that's the major impediment to doing anything differently. Okay, I'll look for the list.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, dumpsters are
Is that it?
I think so.
Alright, Kevin. That, no other items? Anything else? No, motion to close? Kevin? I'll second, all in favor?
See if I don't pay attention.
Yes, there we go, thank you.
We have a guest, it's not usually this short,
Picked a great night to be here.
come next time.
I met with Ron